You're listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast series that syndicates for the A-List Online, and my name, it's Andrew Mackay-Smith. The interview subject that I have coming up for you is a real good one. It's Phil Campbell. Of course, he was the guitarist in Motörhead. He played in the band alongside Lemmy for, I think it was about 30 years after it was all said and done, possibly more, but he is an extremely underrated contributor, not just to Motörhead, but to rock and heavy metal, and on that note, he has a plethora of guests joining him on his brand new solo album. It's his first one. It's called appropriately Old Lions Still Raw. It'll be released in October on the 25th. I think that's a worldwide release. So on that note, let's hear what the great man has to say. Here we go. Hey, it's Andrew calling Phil. How are you going?
Hi, Andrew.
Yeah, no worries. All good, mate. I've been looking forward to this chat. So, maybe David, whoever that might be, maybe you just have to wait 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
All right, man.
Yeah, I'm good, man. It's actually good to talk to you again. I don't expect you to remember these things given the volume of people you must meet in your travels, but we had a conversation a couple of years ago and we dived deep into two other subjects outside of the music, which was Gallien Kruger and Welsh Rugby Union. It was a fine conversation.
Oh, okay. must have been a while ago through the Gallien Kruger then.
Oh, it was, me being a bassist, I played Gallien Kruger, and I knew that you were one of the few guitar endorsees from back in the 80s and 90s, and we had a really good conversation, about the amps.
They make fine amps. Yeah, they're great, yeah.
Yeah. Just refresh my memory. Do you still have some of them, or have they all been...
Yeah, I got most of them, yeah. I got the stacks.
Did you use any of them?
Yeah.
Did you use any of them on this excellent new album?
I don't think I did. No. I used Marshalls and a Bogner.
Oh yeah.
And Bogner's Ubashal, pretty tasty.
Oh, they're
pretty
great.
Simple
amps.
And tasty.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
But
okay, we got about 10 or 15 minutes, Andrew, because I got chock-a-block today.
No worries.
As usual.
All right. Well.
Okay, my friend.
So, mate. Old Lions Still Raw, yes they do indeed. Okay, so this is his finest selection of rock and roll that has plenty of dirt and grit to rumble with the airbornes and the darknesses of this world. Overall, mate, it has a stamp on it that could only be credited to you. So I read somewhere just before we got onto the phone that I understand this album has been something like 20 years in the making. So let me ask you this question. Do you think you achieved everything you wanted to with it?
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say 20 years in the making. 20 years I've had the yearning to do a solo album. And, it was seriously, since Motörhead sadly finished, I've had more time to think about, and to knuckle down and everything. And I probably started the first recording of it just to get the stats right about 2.5, 3 years ago. But I wanted to make an album where I branched out a little bit. I've had some of the ideas on a two of them for 10 or 12 years, and some not so long, and some are brand new. I just didn't want to do an album sounding like Motörhead.
Yeah.
I've done 20 odd albums as you can appreciate. So and I couldn't believe the incredible players that spent some time on the record for me, I'm luckiest guy in the world in that respect, mega talent all the way through it, helping me out when I needed help. So I've got no complaints whatsoever,
Yeah, look, it's a killer album. I'll be completely frank, and I hope you don't mind me saying it's a lot stronger than what I thought it was going to be. Not that I didn't think you were capable of delivering an album like this, man, but it's really good. Okay, so I'll dive a bit deeper on that point.
Thanks.
But I think a lot of people have got a perception about you. But the thing is, you are a very well-rounded musician, and my favourite cut on the album is actually the first one, Rocking Chair. It really surprised me, man, that was the first cut, but in a really nice way, because I was cutting up my prawns and scallops that I was having for dinner. I had that playing in the background, and it was just such a great accompaniment to it. But then, you put down the acoustic guitar and you take off again with some excellent cuts, Left for Dead and Faith in Fire, and I'll round out the point in saying that I actually think the strongest cuts are with the lesser-known lights that you've brought into the band. So I know you've got Alice and some of these other rock and roll all-time gates in there, but man, Leon Stanford, Nev MacDonald and Ben Ward, man, they've really acquitted themselves on this album.
Yeah, everyone did a fantastic job. I mean, I was pretty. I think I did really well on putting people having ideas of who would be great for a certain song and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on Left for Dead, I got Mark King from Level 42 on bass, for instance.
Oh my God. Really?
He's one of the most virtuoso bass players in the world. But I knew he would play for the track, not for himself. Like when I asked him to do Left for Dead, and he sent something back, and it's just, you know, I've got the mixes and everything of just the bass lines, and it's just little bits of class. Well, it's all class, like, but it's just little bits coming through, and all these people, like, that I tried to put in with certain songs, and I had ideas for out of the blue would sound good. They all did amazingly well because they went for the good of the song.
Yeah.
So many players these days just play for themselves, like, and it's got fuck all to do with this song. They just want to show off. But these people did amazingly well, like, because they're all superb, you know. So I'm really pleased in that way. I thought I did really good.
No, you have, yeah, and
I'm quite chuffed with myself in that respect. Like, you know?
Yeah, no, congratulations again. It's a killer album, man. And I'm a bass player, as I've mentioned, and Mark King is easily one of my favourite all-time bass players. And I could hear the bass. I could hear it in that song, and that's why I mentioned it was one of my favourites. I was going to ask you about some of the musicians. So, mate, Mark King, though, I mean, he's just a giant.
He's a monster. He's a monster of bass, isn't he?
Yeah, incredible.
Lovely guy as well, yeah.
So
I'm lucky enough to have a track of him, just the bass track and drums.
Oh.
You'd like to hear that.
Mate, it'd be divine. It'd be divine. I hope you can find it in your heart to post it on YouTube or something like that somewhere down the line, because that'd be unreal.
I don't know. One day I have to check with Marky for that.
Yeah.
But it's just class, just tips class, like, you know, all these people, you know, it's amazing what they did, really.
Yeah.
You know. So,
no, I agree, man. It's and did you have so when you were, say, crafting Left for Dead, you know, I assume you were at home in the studio there, you're sort of hammering out the bits and pieces. Did you think Mark King will be perfect for this bass line and Nev MacDonald will be perfect for singing it? Is that how it evolved?
Yeah, kind of for that track. Yeah, I spent a few days in my kitchen writing that. I got a little setup in the kitchen area a bit, and and I just thought I checked with Nev. I heard a lot of rumours that Nev, he's from very close to where I live. I've heard of him for a long, long time, Nev, and he's supposed to be like a fantastic singer. So I checked him out on YouTube, and I loved his voice. And so he came down to the studio, and we had a few run-throughs before we recorded on a different day or whatever. And I just said, just think like Paul Rodgers and stuff. And he came in with a melody one day, and then he came down another day with a slightly different. And I said, no, I want to keep the original melody you did. I think it was perfect, like, you know. And I think with Mark King, he's under no illusions that I wanted anything flashy. You know, the professional that he is. He just, you know, he just played for the track, as I said. So there's a great art in actually playing for the good of the song. You probably know yourself, obviously.
Yeah, I do, and I mean, look, it's really impressive, man, because a lot of these albums, mate, to be quite frank, end up sounding like Dog's Breakfast when you've got all of these collaborators and other people coming in, and I won't name anybody else, but you know what I'm talking about, don't you? There's a heap of albums.
Especially if you're a bass player as well, you can ruin a song if the bass hasn't got his shit together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it doesn't.
A good song could be ruined. Yeah, you know, that's the foundation for the track, and it gives it a groove, like, you know. And if that's all gone to pot, you know, a bloody good song could, you know, just be passed by, like. So it's all important.
Yeah. No, I agree, mate. And I'll just ask one more question about the other singers. I mean, there's obviously there's Rob Halford, Alice Cooper, Dee Snider, but the other cut that I really like features Benji from Dub War.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So are you? Is he from Wales or is he from England originally? I know he's from your
Yeah,
part of.
he's from Newport. Yeah, he's from about 15 miles from where I live. He's with he has a band called Skin Dread now. He's had for many years.
Oh, that's right. He does
After
too.
Dub War. I think I don't know if Dub War still do gigs with him. I'm not sure. But I don't think anyone's heard Benji sing like that before. I don't think he had either. But he came down the studio and I think he was surprised and then I think he was really pleased how it turned out. He's got a remarkable voice. It's fantastic. There's tone changes in the same note. The actual tone, not the note can change. The tone on the same note changes, like Glenn Hughes sort of thing, and fantastic.
Like Glenn Hughes, you're bang on point with that one there, yeah. Because I hadn't heard him sing like this either, and as you can tell, I'm a Dub War fan. So when I had to check, it was him. To be honest, I had to check out if I got. I mean, listening to Whitfield Crane or am I listening to Benji? But it's Benji, man. It's you and Whitfield. I spoke to Whitfield only a couple of weeks ago, actually. He's a good bloke too, actually. So is that you? Obviously been mates with him for a long time because of his association with Motörhead.
Yeah. I think the first time was when Ugly Kid Joe had the big hit, and they came on tour with us in the US. So about over 20 years it must be. I think. Yeah. Whitfield's good. He's a great guy.
Hey, I'll just touch on something else. I hope you don't mind me. I know you probably get asked a lot of these questions about Lemmy and Motörhead all the time, but mate, my point is that you've been really busy since Lemmy joined the Great Gig in the Sky. So credit to you for that. But my own feelings about you as a guitarist, you know that I'm a musician, but I think people focus a lot on Lemmy with the band and they don't give you a lot of the credit. And Mickey D, to be honest with you, a lesser extent. You've been in the band a lot. You've been in the band a lot longer than Mickey, though, but they don't give you the credit that you deserve as a creatively rich and diverse musician. So I think, yes, Motörhead are an epoch-defining band, but you being an outstanding musician, you're a contributor to rock and heavy metal in your own right. So my question for you is, do you still get some of those fans that might turn up to gigs that think that they're going to hear Ace of Spades and some Motörhead classics as opposed to your own material, which is very strong?
Well, we still play Ace of Spades and one or two Motörhead songs, but I enjoy playing them and stuff. They go down well, but we play lots of our own stuff as well, and some people, they don't even bother to read the writing credits of the Motörhead stuff.
Yes, exactly.
They don't. They just think it's Lemmy's thing. That kind of pisses me off. But a lot of people think that way. A lot of people don't. So they split. But a few times I've said to people, like, read the writing credits, mate. You can only take so much sometimes. Depends what mood you get in. But I know what all the other band members have contributed. And it was a proper band effort, right?
Yeah, agreed. It is a proper band effort. I mean, your contribution will stand the test of time. There's no doubt about that. You're the perfect guy there, stage right. I think it is. I'm being right in saying stage right to Lemmy there, mate. And yourself and Wurzel is the other fella too that I don't think gets enough credit. God bless him.
Yeah. We all worked hard with that band. Everyone who's ever in that band, worked their asses off.
Mate, I'll make this my final question. I can't not ask it. Wales are playing Australia this weekend, mate. So what's your tip?
Pardon?
The Wales are playing Australia in the Rugby World Cup this weekend. So who are you tipping?
Oh, got to be Wales, isn't it?
We'll see.
Easy.
Well,
Easy.
you're Six Nations champions. We'll see how we go. I think the people are underestimating what it is, but we'll see, mate. All right, mate. Good on you.
It's been great talking to you, man. Okay, Andrew. Yeah, okay. I'm glad you like the record anyway.
I do, mate, a lot.
Cheers, man. That's great.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, I'll speak to you another time.
Absolutely.
Thanks, bro. Bye-bye.
Bye. You've been listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast series that syndicates for the A-List Online, and my name is Andrew Mackay Smith. That interview subject was the one and only Phil Campbell, the guitarist formerly in Motörhead, who's making his own way these days as a solo artist. So thank you so much for listening.